So, the message that I have today is one that has been for a couple of days in the back of my head, and it's like the collective been wanting me to speak about this, and that is waiting for some sort of result. And there's frustration and impatience both with yourself as well as the situation, which is interesting because collective, I don't know what it is that you are hoping for or waiting for, whether it's an opportunity, a conversation, a message, either by you or by someone else. But it feels like that the collective has been thinking about something, deeply pondering, maybe even actively working towards something, and is just wanting to see some sort of result, some sort of change. And you feel like you're not seeing it. Proverbially, it's like you've planted seeds in a garden and you know, through the blood, sweat, and tears, have worked this garden. You've pulled the weeds and you're just waiting and waiting for those first sprigs of green to push through the ground to show some payoff for the effort that you've been putting into your situation, to yourself, to your relationship, to life, whatever it is. There is an impatience, but not unjustifiably so. It feels like, collective, this is a long time coming. And it's kind of emboldened by the fact that there have been two songs that have been in my head, specific lyrics that I'm being guided to share with you. So the first one is by Coldplay, and it's called The Scientist. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be this hard. Oh, take me back to the start. Okay, so I'm not the best singer in the world, but you get it, right? Those are the lyrics that have been kind of stuck in my head for the last couple of days, on top of this other song. Okay, I had to cut it because I wanted to make sure I had the lyrics right. The song is called The Night We Met by Lord Huron. And I'll try to remember the lyrics. I just listened to them, but I just wanted to make sure they were accurate. And so the lyrics that keeps playing in my head is, I had all and then most of you, some and now none of you. Take me back to the night we met. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, haunted by the ghost of you. Oh, take me back to the night we met. And those are the two songs that have been in my head. And there is, specifically with that last song, the Lord Huron song, it is the feeling of putting time and investment in something that hasn't really shown its payoff yet. Oh, this is really difficult to kind of conceptualize. And the song is basically about how this person was connected. In the song, it's to a person, but it could be to an idea, to a cause, to a lifestyle, to a job. And while they were all in it at one point, they're not anymore. And they are kind of oscillating and waxing and waning between, if I just go back to the night we met, or to the start, like Coldplay, oh, take me back to the start. If I could just go back to the night we met, if I could just go back to the start, I can make a decision with the knowledge that I know now how to make the situation better. Or if I could just go back to the night we met, or if I could just go back to the start, I could decide not to involve myself in this at all because it was too painful or it was too difficult. Whatever it is, like, again, whether or not it's a relationship, a job, a lifestyle, an engagement, something, although, it does feel like love, it can be a lot of things. Here, let me put this on. Essentially, it is the Coldplay song being like, no one told me it was going to be this hard. No one warned me If I could just go back to the start, then I can kind of proceed forward with more knowledge so I can do it better the second time around. And then Lord Huron's song is, I had it once in my hand and then it slipped through my fingers and I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I keep thinking about this thing. So if I could just go back to the night we met, or back to the start, or back to the beginning, I can then decide either A, to do it better with the information I have now, or choose not to engage at all, not to involve myself, because with the knowledge I have now, it was such a big endeavor. I don't know if I could handle it again. So take that as it resonates. That is the opening message, and we're going to go forward from there. My name is Angel. This is Rabbit and Moon Tarot. If this is the first time you're with me, I am an intuitive reader. I often get song lyrics, movie lines, even sometimes a video game, what's the word I want to look for? Themes or metaphors. And I'll use them in my readings. I know it's not necessarily common, but it is how I read. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the cards, and then we're going to pull some cards. And I call these foundation cards when I use oracles. To figure out what the message is going into the reading. Now, the thing about the oracle cards, it's going to give me the energy of where the collective is at right now. I did have a really strong channel, and I do believe that it may be part of the message, but that isn't always the case, you know. Sometimes it is the fact that, you know, I have a specific channel for a specific collective, and the reading itself can be standalone. It could be the message that needs to be heard, and you know, the other part is like kind of a secondary message, if that makes sense. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to pull from the top, and then we'll see where the energy kind of takes us. Okay, so the first card we have is, well, we've got partnership. So for those that it resonates, this may have to do with relationships, but it can be relationships of all kinds. It can be relationships romantically. This could be, especially with the preceding channeled message, it could be about how you were once in a relationship, or you currently are in a relationship, and you know, putting in a lot of effort and wanting to see change and wanting the best for it, but it's been really difficult. Like the Coldplay song, no one ever said it was going to be this hard. But again, I'm also being told in my head, anything worth having is worth fighting for. You know, I know it's a cliche, but it's a cliche for a reason, because it's oftentimes true. Okay, so then we have wolf, so instinct. Interesting with the wolf card, because the wolf card, yes, next to partnership too. This makes me feel like this partnership is coming from a very deep level in the collective, pardon me. I said in the connective, but yes, it is connective between the two of you. Again, doesn't have to be romantic. It could be platonic. It could be familial. It could be professional, but it can be romantic. The partnership, the tie to this person feels, I just heard unreal in my head. I don't know why I heard unreal. Oh my goodness. Again, like I said, I pull messages from what makes sense and what's important to me, which is music, literature, and video games. And I heard it's unreal, like Unreal Engine, which is like, it's so real that almost you don't want to believe it, like it has to be fake. You know, like it has to be a product of something. It's not actual, but it is. It is like someone in the collective is feeling like super tied to this connection, whether or not it's romantic, familial, professional, and they're equating it to like Unreal Engine, like in a video game. It's so realistic, but you know, quote unquote, you know it's not real. It's unreal. But that is simply a feeling. I'm being told that this instinctual level is your instinct, your soul is not lying to you. This connection to whoever this is, or whatever this is, whatever cause, whatever purpose, whatever relationship, is not there just by chance. It's there because it was meant to be there. You were meant to be connected to this person, organization, this cause, this calling. Let's keep going. Okay, so then we have protection. Okay. I love that. Okay. I love that the wolf card is in between partnership and protection because of the fact that the wolf, when they mate for life. They have long-standing connections. They have their pack, protection. Yes, we always hear about the lone wolves, but the wolf in a pack or a wolf in a partnership is loyal, is loving, is protective in their partnerships. So, and for those that it resonates, this, you may have an affinity for wolves, for dogs, for foxes, for coyotes, canines. You may have like an affinity for that more, but more specifically, maybe even you were. I'm just hearing maybe you were referred to as a lone wolf when you were younger, or maybe people teased you because you were always the person who was single or couldn't be tied down or beat to their own drum kind of thing. But that's why this energy right here of partnership, instinct, and protection makes me feel like this person who identifies with this wolf energy may be looking at a person, a cause, a calling, and saying, no, this is unreal. This is not real. This is fake. It seems real. It seems it, but it's not actually real. But it is. It is something deep inside this energy that's like, no, you are instinctively, intrinsically, on a soul level tied to this partnership, and there's a strong want to protect it. It's very complicated because it makes me feel like this person doesn't quite believe in the strength of the connection, or maybe not even believe, but it feels like this person, whether it be you or someone you're connected to, maybe it's not belief, but they're having a hard time wrapping their head around the fact that this connection is from a deep level, but you can't help but want to protect it, like you want it in your life. Even though you feel from like maybe even an egoic standpoint that you're like, this can't be right, this can't be real, this is too good to be true. They're too perfect. This opportunity is too good, or they're too kind, or they're gonna werewolf on me and they're gonna turn into something bad. But you also at the same time, on a deep soul level, want to protect this and nourish this so much, whether it's person, calling, organization, opportunity. There is a mix of having a hard time believing it's for you and tied to you on a soul level, and at the same time you deeply wanting to protect it. So then we have the lotus flower unfoldment. Now, unofficially, this is by the oracle card standpoint, it is about like release, right? It's about letting go and letting things unfold as they will. But for me as an intuitive reader, this feels like divine feminine energy, because if you look at the card, there's a sun in the background as well as a twilight sky and a lotus flower, which is very indicative of divine feminine, and it's on top of a body of water. All of these elements in this point me towards divine feminine. For whoever this wolf instinct energy is, the partnership is this with this divine feminine energy. Again, it does not have to be romantic. This could be a teacher or an elder. That this partnership could be a learning opportunity. This could be a counselor. This could be a mother or an older sister or an auntie or a friend that has some years on you. That there's a connection that like you were meant to meet this person, this divine feminine energy, this someone that will help you kind of unlock and allow you to let life unfold as it is, as it's meant to be, as I'm hearing. What is Spirit trying to communicate with this? Let me grab one more card. Oh. Okay. now I'm seeing divine feminine and divine masculine, because we have a very tranquil body of water. We have the lotus flower that is unfolding, which is indicative of divine feminine energy. At least for me it is. We have a twilight sky, a balance of like nighttime with some solar energy in there. We can also see this as a moon. The volcano, this is full day. This is fire. This is action. This is power. This is divine masculine. So, okay, hold on. Okay, now I'm being reminded of the lyrics of Coldplay. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be this hard. This wolf instinct, I'm hearing lone wolf again. Why am I hearing forever alone? I know this is like a meme saying, but like this wolf instinct, this lone wolf instinct card here. I'm hearing like forever alone. And what they want to protect is a partnership between a divine feminine and divine masculine. Masculine. I don't know why it came out like that. In that unreal part. Okay, hold on. Let me put these down because I'm getting like a lot of downloads. Whoever identifies with this wolf energy is in desires or has been putting a lot of energy into kind of feathering the nest, as people say, getting ready for a relationship or wanting a relationship or calling in a relationship. What they desire is partnership, and they want to protect it. They want to hold it sacred. They want someone that can really truly know them on a heart level. But this Unreal Engine thing that I heard, it's like they already know where that divine masculine is or that divine feminine is, or the person that encapsulates both of these energies, because divine masculine and divine feminine is found in every one of us. If you'd like to imagine it this way, imagine your heart or your heart space as a yin and yang. We have both. And so whether or not this wolf energy, who's been kind of dubbed by friends or family as like a lone wolf, or maybe even the black sheep of the family, which is interesting because that is the opposite of the wolf, a wolf and sheep, masculine and feminine. Okay, hold on, slow down, spirit, slow down. It feels like this kind of lone wolf energy is feeling forever alone, but they're in seeking out partnership. They want to protect it, or they have a partnership in mind and they want to protect it. And whatever or whoever this is encapsulates a balance of action as well as intuition. Or this wolf energy may identify as divine feminine or divine masculine, one of the two, and their partnership is the opposite, because we all have divine masculine and feminine, but we always have one just a little bit more than the other. And then when we come into union with a partner that resonates on a soul level with us, they kind of complement us in that way. I get one more card. Yeah. The deer. Gentleness and diplomacy. Gentleness and diplomacy. Why is... I said earlier that someone is waiting for a message or a conversation or something like this. And this card is saying using gentleness and diplomacy. To be kind. To be able to speak your truth, but also to listen. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Let's get some from the bottom of the deck now. So then we have New Moon, Promise. If you've been on my channel for any length of time, in the last 2 weeks, maybe even month, the new moon, and look at this, it says new moon, and then there is a couple right down there. So promises made between two people. And going back to what I was saying, if you've been on my channel for any length of time, you'll know that for the last month or so, new moon energy has been wildly prominent. And now I'm being reminded that August 22nd is the new moon. And in September, I think it's the 21st, is a new moon. And I believe they're both new moons in Virgo. I might be wrong. I'm not an astrologer, but I'm learning. But it seems like new moon is always this energy of wanting to start anew. And I'm being reminded again of the song lyrics. Bring me back to the night we met. Bring me back to the start. Can we do this again? Now that I know what I know, I can act differently. I can choose differently. I can behave differently. I can prioritize differently. Bring it back to the start. Just bring it back to the night we met. Apply it as it will. This isn't going to be for everyone. If this doesn't resonate, don't try to make it fit. As I've said in other readings, don't do the mental gymnastics to try to make it fit. If it fits, then this is your reading. If any of this doesn't fit, then it's not your reading. And it might be for someone else. But you would know, because it would pull on a heartstring. Something about this would be like, oh, God, that speaks so much to my heart. That's how you would know. Okay, I'm going to I think I'm just going to pull the rest from the bottom of the deck, because that was from the top. I'm just being told. Okay, let's just go ahead and go. So the truth. Okay. So something about the new moon. Okay. Oh, and the diplomacy. This is where it comes in. Okay. New moon energy is incredibly important for this collective, and it may be the same collective that keeps watching. You might be new to my channel, or maybe you have been here since I started, but you may be a frequent visitor to my channel, watching the videos, and they resonate with you. This would be confirmation that this new moon energy, lunar energy, is important to you, and specifically this new moon, which is also known as like the black moon. It's the moon that you can't see because it's being birthed. It's new. And during new moons is a chance for a new beginning, a chance to use diplomacy and gentleness to bring whatever truth needs to come to light. And the thing about truth is, truth will always come to the surface. Sometimes it'll take a long time, but the truth can never be buried for long. It will always find its way to the surface. And so there's some truth that needs to be divulged or unearthed. And either it needs to be communicated with gentleness and diplomacy, or it needs to be received with gentleness and diplomacy. Because when people are explaining their truth, they're opening a very vulnerable part of themselves. And this is for you or the person you're connected to, but take it as it resonates. And so gentleness and diplomacy, if you want to continue to have someone be truthful, or your coworkers to be truthful, or family to be truthful, you have to receive and give communication with gentleness and diplomacy to encourage the vulnerability to continue. Okay? Okay. Vulnerability came out. I'm sorry, I don't mean to shout, but this is literally what I was saying. In order for truth to continue to come, I keep hearing, in order for truth to continue flowing steady like a river, vulnerability needs to be protected and respected with gentleness and diplomacy. Collective, there's something during the new moon that is going to come out. Whether or not you resonated with this part, or this part would resonate to the person or the team or the family member or friend or whatever that would resonate. There's some communication that is going to happen on the new moons or between the new moons, or something like that, having to do with partnership, having to do with feeling connected, like on a soul level. And not only connected, but this person has been, whether it's you or your person you're connected with, has been kind of flying solo, whether it's literally or like emotionally, and they want to connect. They want to tell the truth. They want to be vulnerable. And the partnership they want to create, they want to protect it and hold sacred. This balance of masculine and feminine is very prominent. So Again, you could resonate with masculine or feminine energy, or you could just resonate as the lone wolf who's searching for the person who encapsulates both sensitivity and action, intuition and passion. Let's keep going. So then we have communication. Okay, what's the next one? Just like one more. The swan card is, for me, is what I consider like a twin flame card, because of the fact that when swans, like a wolf, they mate for life. They have their partner. It is long term. And oftentimes when you see images of swans in oracle cards or oracle decks, they're sitting on top of the water and you're seeing their reflection. They are mirrored. Masculine and feminine. An animal that mates for life. An animal that mates for life. A card that I have allotted is a twin flame card in my practice. Swans are twin flames, and thus this is a twin flame card. What is the big message? This is obviously going to be a very oracle-led lead. What? This is obviously going to be an oracle-led read. But I'm getting that, all of a sudden I'm getting that rising frustration from the collective, like as if someone here has been working so hard to kind of manifest, to call in their counterpart. I do feel like there's not a lot of communication with how they're feeling. I feel like on the outside, I am seeing like a very stoic energy, someone who keeps things inside and doesn't really talk about their emotions. But on the inside, they're full of emotion. They're full of on the outside, they might seem tranquil and calm and centered to their friends or coworkers, but on inside, they're passionate and just want to be able to come in alignment with a partnership that they hold sacred so they can protect it. Okay, so then we have, I keep doing that. Truth. Trust over truth is what I was trying to say. And not like over, like choosing it over, but in the fact that trust truth, or in order to speak your truth, you have to trust. And I just said, what's the overall message? And the card that I pulled out was trust. Trust in your intuition. Trust in the divine. Trust that what you feel about this partnership is real. It's not it's not Unreal Engine. It's not close to reality, but it's not actually true. It's just a facade. No, it's real. Trust it. This new moon energy. I feel like every time a new moon comes up, the collective feels emboldened to speak their truth, to reach out to someone, to declare love, to move to a new job, to try that new thing, to endeavor upon whatever backpacking trip you may want. You know what I mean? Like, it always seems the time that you're incentivized to not only trust your feelings and your intuition, but you also want to take action. And my cat is meowing at the door so much right now. And she never does that. Like she was, I don't know if you heard it while I was talking, but she was yowling. Confirmation for someone, like maybe in the background of your mind, always in the background, kind of harping at you to do what needs to be done, to take action, to say something, to heal, to travel, to fix your situation, to get a new job, to move, whatever it is. During the new moon, it always seems to be around this time of the month. And again, I said it in the last reading, but it would be a fun little, exercise for every time that you've made like a big decision in the last like 6 months, whenever you felt like that fire to like, again, call someone, message someone, declare your love, try for a new job, backpack through Europe, move to a new state, whatever it is, sign up for a class. Is it around the new moon? Is it around the new moon? But I asked what was the overall message for this reading, and it is trust. It is trust. I'm going to go ahead and get some communication cards because it does feel like a little bit like a soulmate twin flame reading. And if you don't use those terms at all in your life, just someone who deeply loves you that maybe you haven't spoken to in a long time. So let me get some cards. All right, so I've got some, because it feels like twin flame, I'm going to use love messages. Only you would know how this would resonate in this part. Okay. Oh, I'm hearing it right now. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be this hard. Oh, let's go back to the start. Like there is an energy like of like wanting to trust that if you do it again, it could be different. If you do it again, it could be different. I had all and then most of you, some and now none of you. Take me back to the night we met. Like someone is reminiscing as well about how wonderful it was. And can we just go back? We've planted these seeds. We've worked so hard. You've done the work. I've done the work. Whatever it is, you all are both hoping for that little sprout of green to break through to the ground to show that the work you've both been putting in is paying off. Can we just do this again? Can we just start all over again? Now, this resonates more in a business way or friendship way or platonic way or familial way. Take it because it's meant that way for you. But as I've moved through this reading, it feels like love. So the first one we have is, I want to rebuild our connection. Take me back to the start. Take me back to the night we met. And I do want to clarify, there is a lot of feeling of wanting to try again, wanting to start again, wanting just that one more chance. There's a huge feeling. Every time I say that, I feel like I'm getting chills. But at the same time, there is this little thread, this little like vein of doubt. Someone in this, again, with the Unreal Engine, someone feels it so strongly, but is doubting whether or not the connection is truly real. It's like the song, the Lord Huron song. There's a lyric that says, or I actually don't know the lyric, the exact lyric, but it's like, if I could go back to the night we met, I can make a decision either to make better decisions, to act better, to behave better, to do better, to like prioritize better, like that kind of feeling, because now I have more information. Or I could choose just not to be involved at all with you, because it was what I've experienced so far has been so deeply emotional and loving, but also so painful that I don't know if I could do it again. You know what I mean? Like there is, and that's why they're like, is this unreal? Is this feeling that I'm feeling currently right now? Is it truly real? Am I really feeling this? Are they really feeling? There is this kind of vein of doubt. But again, I said, what is the overall message for this reading? Trust. I feel like the universe or destiny, that love is like banging on the door, wanting someone to open the door so that love can come in, but someone's not answering. Okay, let's get some more cards from your person or from you. Take it as it resonates. I lost sight of what was important in our connection. Then we have, you are important to me. Just straight up, you are important to me. A pivotal role or a pivotal player in this person's life. The flashbacks I have about us are intense. Let's get one more. Well, I got two, so that's how many we have left. I love you. And I feel you even when we're separated. Interesting that I separated. This deck of cards are obviously two communication cards together. And I've set the ones that look like this on this side and ones that look like that are on that side. So take it as it resonates. This might be you. This might be your person. This might be you. This might be your person. But someone is saying, I lost sight of what was important in our connection. The flashbacks I have about us are intense, and I want to rebuild our connection. And over here, we simply have, you are important to me. I love you. I feel you even when we're separated. Basically, you are always here with me. This energy right here, honestly, I'm going to be real. This one right here feels like they've always believed in this connection and in this love. And this person had a harder time believing how real and how deep this connection went. But the overall message, I will repeat, is trust. That is the reading for today. I hope it resonated or helped someone in the collective, whether or not it was confirmation or validation, whatever you needed. I hope you got what you were called to receive from this message. And I want to thank you, because I can't do any of this without you. The collective that I'm trying to build is one where, and I'm a squishy, love-filled person, and so oftentimes my messages come through as love for those who may be having a hard time struggling in the love situation that they're in, and or are finding love, or are single. But sometimes I do have some really overarching large themed readings that are just kind of go across the board. But again, I just want to thank you for being here, and everyone who subscribes. If this is something that you enjoy, please consider like, sharing, subscribing, because it helps me reach more people who maybe need to hear these messages. This is Rabbit and Moon Tarot. My name is Angel, and I will see you at the next read.